Hello YouTube, it's Bog here. Thought I'd do something different today and start with a short webcam section, so if you keep watching I might even get my tits out. This is part 2 of my 3-part Mr. Pandaria Rep Paladin overview. I'll be going over the glyphs in this video, and I'll be showing a dungeon in the background just to keep you interested while there's no glyph action going on. Before I start talking about the glyph side, I must apologize about putting my face on a screen without warning anyone prior. I'm really sorry about doing that. That was quite mean of me. But if you do like this video, I vow that I will never ever do that again without warning anyone, or maybe I'll just never do it ever again. So if I get at least 3 likes, let's set a goal of 3 likes. If I get 3 likes, I will not show my face on YouTube ever again. It will just be this wonderful face you see here. That's all you'll see, and thank God for that. Now on with the glyphs. I'm just going to show all the glyphs basically that I can, and talk about some of them and how useless they're going to be. So we start with, at the top of the list, Aesthetic Crusader. We've still got this glyph that reduces the mana cost of Judgment and Crusader Strike by 100%. That's fairly self-explanatory. I'm not sure that we'll need that, but I guess if we do find ourselves going home, it would be nice. Glyph of Avenging Wrath. Here we go. I'll just slot this for a little while. It basically heals you for about 3k every 4 seconds. Great. That is the worst heal I've ever seen. That looks completely dumb. But, oh well. On to the next glyph. Blinding Light. Now this is in relation to Blinding Light, the ability that we get at level 87. It knocks them down for 3 seconds instead of blinding them. That could be useful in PvP. We'll never know until level 87, that is. Divine Protection, the glyph that changes Divine Protection from a 40% magic reduction spell into a 20% physical and 20% magical. Could be useful in certain fights in PvP and in certain instances in PvE too. We've got the Glyph of Exorcism. You take 10% less damage for 10 seconds after using Exorcism. I'm going to be slotting this glyph all the time. I don't know about you, but I like 10% damage reduction at almost all times. That's 10% damage reduction for 10 seconds after using a 13.4 second cooldown ability that can proc all the time. So I wouldn't be surprised if people have 90% uptime on this, to be honest. Glyph of Hammer of the Righteous. If we just slot this glyph. So when I Hammer of the Righteous a mob, you'll see that there is a damage reduction on them for 40. Let's just see how long it is. 44 seconds, near enough, when I slot this glyph, but for 10% of their physical damage done. That's pretty cool. So that increases the damage reduction from these mobs by 50% longer. So essentially I get a 40-second damage reduction instead of a 25-second or something like that. That could be useful in PvP when you don't want to be using your Hammer of the Righteous all the time to keep that debuff up. That could be very useful. Immediate Truth. I'll just slot this glyph and show what it does. It reduces the censure dots by 50%, but it increases the initial hit from Seal of Truth by 20%. So if I just get this mob here, try and just take her away from her family. Very mean of me. So this is the Seal of Truth hit here, the 1500. You'll see censures hitting for less than it would, basically. So censure hits like a wet noodle, but your Seal of Truth hits a lot harder. That's going to do less damage in PvE, but it might be useful in PvP in some situations if you're running a really cheesy comp, which a lot of Rep Paladins will be. Glyph of Rebuke increases your rebuke cooldown by 5 seconds but locks out for 2 seconds. So basically, the cooldown of Rebuke is now 15 seconds base, so that this will increase the cooldown to 20 seconds, which I don't know if you can risk or not, but it will lock out your target for 2 seconds if you when you kick them, which is cool, I guess, but is it worth having a 20-second cooldown on a very important ability? I'm not sure. Glyph of Turn Evil reduces the casting time of Turn Evil by 100%. I love to run this in my arena, especially when running against DKs and Warlocks, because you can fear those pets and the DKs themselves when they pop Leechborn. Here's some of the more interesting and graphically interesting glyphs. Bladed Judgment, I've already got this slotted, so when I judge, I'm not sure if it's been properly implemented, but alas, when I judge, you will usually get a hammer that comes down the screen, and you can get that to reflect what weapon you've actually got equipped now. So if I've got a for instance, if I've got a sword equipped, a sword will come down instead of a hammer, or I can get I can get an axe to come down if I've got an axe. That's kind of a nice little thing. Falling Avenger, I haven't tried this out myself, so here we go. Popping wings. If I just mount up, I'm gonna jump off this cliff and pop my wings, and here we go. Paladin slow fall, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that. Oh my god. Oh. Great. Getting achieves without killing yourself. Interesting. I love that glyph. From Fire from the Heavens, an interesting one. Hopefully I don't run out of Dust of Disappearance before I'm done here. So this one calls down fire from the sky whenever you crit with Avenging Wrath or Judgment. So if we just judge here, and oh, there you go, you see a crit there. Let's wait for Judgment again and hope that it crits. No. Now I'm going to look like a bellend. Okay. It's not going to crit for me. Die. You did see the initial crit there, and it's quite nice. So if I just judge again, it's not going to happen for me. It's just not going to happen. I think I got a very low crit chance currently with this gear, which explains why I'm having issues getting a crit. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Oh well, you saw the initial crit there. It's kind of cool effect. Fire just coming down from the sky, kind of like a holy fire effect. I think it's kind of cool, worth slotting. Very paladin-y, very holy, I think. We'll give it like one last try. It's not going to happen. Oh well. So I'm going to kill this little fawn's, or this doe's mate for a little bit. Doesn't seem too interested. Okay, Righteous Retreat. This glyph here. So if I were now to Divine Shield myself and bubble, I would find that I could bubble Hearth well within the time of bubble. Very interesting. Okay. Luminous Charger. I'll let you be the judge of whether this thing glows or not. So I've glyphed. I've got Luminous Chargers glyphed there, and now I'm going to mount up my Paladin mount, and we're going to see if it glows. We'll just slot something else. See if it does the same thing. It looks exactly the same. Anyway, on that note, let's have a look at this seal of blood. Now, I don't think I was playing this game when Seal of Blood was around, or if I did, I see. So whenever you change to the Seal of Truth, it looks like kind of a more bloody effect, which is cool. Let's just do that again. Yeah, sort of a more red effect. It's not the cool effect. It's not really going to change the game. You see another pillar of fire there. Always happens when I don't need it to. Anyway, let's move on. Glyph mounted kings. Oh, this is beautiful. So I haven't got any buffs on myself at the moment, and I'm going to mount up, and voila, voila! The blessing of kings has been cast on myself. I'll just do that again for the slow amongst us. Voila! Look at that, amazing. I no longer have to do anything in my MMO, and Winged Vengeance, which you may have seen before, but I'm going to show it again, because hell, why not? No wings, and a 4 wings. Let's have a look at that. 4 wings, ladies and gentlemen. It's amazing. Doesn't that just look fan-diddly-tastic? And that is the end of my glyph section. Hope you enjoy the rest of the dungeon as I complete whatever dungeon that I'm doing. Hi guys, I just watched my video over for editing purposes and saw that I've missed one of the crucial glyphs. Now this is one of the glyphs that's really interesting. If I just go to the... where is it? Well, I can't use it at the moment, but it's the Glyph of Inquisition. Now, it reduces the damage bonus of Inquisition by 10%, but increases its duration by 100%. So, if I were to glyph this, which I can't at the moment, it would reduce the Inquisition damage increase by 10%, so it goes from 30% holy damage increase down to 20%, but it increases its duration by double. So if I have a if I have 3 holy power and I use Inquisition, I get 1 minute of Inquisition-y goodness. So that's going to be a really interesting glyph for questing and dungeons and PvP too. I don't think it'll be used in high-end raiding, but I found it super useful when I was doing some when I was doing some dungeons, and you wouldn't have to. You could use Inquisition over a couple of pulls, and you wouldn't have to rebuff Inquisition. It was, I think, it was a DPS gain for sure on that particular dungeon. But yeah, this is my main Paladin, by the way. You can see that I can't actually judge for another 13 days because I used the Paladin PvP 4-piece. So that's why I'm not judging at all. That's why I've had to create a new Paladin, just for testing purposes. Hi guys, I just thought I'd remind you that all it takes is 3 likes to get my face off the off YouTube. So get liking, and you'll never see my face again, I promise.